Welcome to the local business, the local success podcast, and I'm here with my coach and the owner of the BRS's cricket team, Coach Rajit. You can also explain a little bit about yourself too.
Sure. My name is Rajit Passey. I've been running the BRSS cricket facility for 3.5 years. We have at the moment three facilities. One is in Colombia. The second one is in Sterling, Virginia, and the third one is in Gaithersburg, Maryland. We have close to 400 kids who come and train in these facilities. As far as our coaching is concerned, we have 10 established coaches, very senior, experienced coaches: Mohammad Asif, Sarabjit Lada, Sunny Sohal, Ravi Inder Singh, Neil Narvekar, to name a few, who have played at the international level or at first class cricket. So we have a very eminent coaching staff here.
Yeah, and also like about your InnerSoft business, like would you like to explain a little bit more on that?
Sure. So I have a company which is an IT services firm called Intersoft Data Labs. I've been running the company for 20 almost 23 years now,
Wow.
and we have close to about 700 employees worldwide, mostly based in India, and within the US they are based across the nation. And we have had clients including PepsiCo, Citibank, Fidelity,
Mm,
Bed Bath and Beyond, so to name a few.
yeah, that's amazing. So like I'm gonna ask you like a bit of questions for business, just for the local success to
Sure.
show how like the audience, like how you're like the CEO and the co-founder of InnerSoft, and how you can own a BRS's cricket club and make it really special.
Uh,
So I'll talk about basically the tech first because we just started that. My first question is, what pushed you to start InnerSoft in the first place?
Good question. I actually have more of a law background, legal background,
Mm,
and then I did my MBA in information systems. Worked for a few firms before finally decided I wanted to do something on my own. At that the year we started in 2003, in that um, was then that era, I would say there was a lot of offshore coming up.
mm,
So we decided to set up an offshore firm for Citibank. We were a dedicated
mm.
vendor to Citibank. It started small with 5 people, and then it grew rapidly to, within 2 years, to 200 plus people. So the idea was just shown that I just wanted to do something on my own rather than work for others.
Mm.
And I guess, right place, right time, it worked out.
Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, here's my second question. Did you always see yourself becoming a founder, or did that come later? Because I know you talked about like your law firm. So like, did that like how did you find yourself becoming a founder?
I think it was more coincidence, accidental. I never visualized myself as being someone who would be running a company very happily, playing cricket. I loved sports all my life. Um, Working for I worked for a couple of firms here in the US, and then like the seed was sown. Let's try something on my own. It could have fizzled out. So we've
Mm,
seen, as a company, we have seen our ups and downs. And I think over the years, what has helped me personally is, my sports background,
mm,
the idea of never giving up. Were at one stage, we were on the verge of filing for bankruptcy. Business went down in
really?
2007. Yeah,
Wow.
but the drive to save the company and not go the
Mm,
bankruptcy route. So we've seen all our we have seen the ups and downs, but I would say you have to persist. I think sports teaches you that.
mm,
And later on, when I've had an established business, I always was in love with cricket all my life. Played for my state team in India, juniors cricket. And when I came to the US, I've been running a couple of teams here in local leagues. And then I also have a semi-professional cricket team called Baltimore
mm.
Royals, and then also cricket team in India, back in India, where they play for the state championship in the T20 league.
I see.
So I, that's, I've always been involved. So the idea was to why not give it back to the community. So decided to start something on the cricketing lines, and here we are. It gives
That's
me a lot of
amazing.
pleasure to see kids come train, and sometimes I'll also help out with the coaching.
That's amazing. So, what was about that India team you're talking about? Was that the Punjab Cricket Association that you were talking about?
Yes, Punjab Cricket Association. So they have a Premier League, T20 league, just on the lines of IPL. But this is now for every state has their
Mm,
own tournament.
the Ranji Trophy.
Not the Ranji Trophy. It's called the T20. Ranji Trophy is you're basically playing 4 day
Oh,
matches,
5 days. Yeah.
and then you have the ODIs where you play. It's called the Vijay Hazare Trophy, and in India the T20 tournament is called the Sayyid Mushtaq Ali. So the Punjab team, the kids, all kids from all over Punjab play in that tournament, and after their performance, they get selected this inter city tournament, if you want to
Mm,
call it, and then they get selected for the Punjab team.
that's amazing. I might give you a tough one, or this might be an easy one. But what was your first big mistake as a founder, and what did it teach you?
A lot of mistakes. um, I would say mistake. I would say, but I initially, I when I ran the business, I had you have a lot of compassion for employees.
Yeah.
When the business was going down, we thought we will be able to sustain the team that we had about 225 people at that time,
Mm,
and we would keep them on our payroll and wait for the next opportunity to come along in the tech sector. I wouldn't say a mistake, but it was out of compassion. We really didn't have the guts or the heart to fire
mm,
people. But as a business, you have to, in this modern world, you have to sometimes keep your emotions aside and make some tough decisions,
mm,
because we ended up from a profitable company to taking up loans, and when we almost went under, we had we owed a lot, we were in a little bit in debt. So if I would have made the decision to at some point right size the company, I would have done it a little earlier.
mm.
But again, it was just sometimes you don't know. I had no experience running a business, and you learn from your
Yeah.
mistakes.
That's amazing. So this is for like the tech data in the future. So I know lots of people, lots of users, lots of friends. They're all using AI. So and I know since you're in the IT and you're in all this, how should businesses actually be using AI instead of just talking about it?
I think it is AI is still an area which is still being explored. I think it's a lot of companies have started to use it. The lot of the repetitive jobs, the jobs which mundane jobs could be done by AI very efficiently,
Yeah.
and unfortunately there are going to be areas where jobs are going to be lost. But I think I also see opportunities coming along for people who are more creative, who have more ideas, how to make things better. So AI will have its pros and cons, but I think the workforce has to update and upkeep their skills. Otherwise, they will be rendered useless pretty soon. So it is going to impact, and we are working with some clients where we are implementing AI projects, and we can see now where earlier a 10 people team could do a coding job now using cloud, or
Claude, yes.
it is it could, I mean, you still need instructions, and you still, it's already, we are seeing that it is reducing the number of bodies that we are using. So it is here to stay. The employees or the workforce people have to make sure they upgrade their skills,
Mm.
or upkeep their
So you
skills.
think AI is going uphill or downhill right now?
It is going to go uphill for sure, 100%. That is just no, there's no denial. It's still evolving. It is just um, I I mean, there are, again, like I said, there are pros and cons, but in my opinion, it is there to stay, and it's the wave of the future.
Yeah. And I'll let me go to the next topic where it's advice for students and young entrepreneurs that are watching the show. Um, and my first question is, if you were in middle or high school today, what skills would you focus on?
It's a great question. With the way education is going, where now AI kids are, I'm pretty sure everyone is leveraging, whether it is Chat GPT or other AI tools. Some of the areas, the kids probably won't be, the system to learn the cramming up, trying to, I think where it would I would advise the high school students is, be more creative, more have ideas, to keep up with the modern world. Things are changing very fast, evolving very rapidly, so they have to, wherever your passion lies, whether if you want to be a chef and your passion lies in cooking, then you need to focus on that. The
Mm,
passion has to be there whatever you do in life, right?
yeah,
And but creativity and being able to adapt things quickly would help. If you are going to be stuck or more obstinate, then you are going to be a little bit in trouble.
yeah. So you're saying that like your passion should be there. Like if you're doing some work that there's no passion, then what's the point of doing it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I think, because there's, you will not, I mean, we talk about concentration, focus. It comes very naturally when you enjoy something.
Mm,
If you are as a high school student sitting in a class and you're going through an algebra problem or a geometry problem, but your mind is somewhere else, you're thinking about art or something, you're distracted, so you'll not be focused. It can't be forced upon you. The teacher might say, hey, focus, concentrate. But when there is passion, then things come automatically. You don't even have to strive hard to focus and all. It comes naturally. So whatever area you enjoy, whether it is sports, whether it is, you want to be a biologist or whatever it is, there has to be a passion behind it.
yeah, yeah,
So that way I think education probably would AI would change a lot of things. So a lot of things would be redundant. Some things that you really need to focus on, I'm pretty sure AI would help as a complementary, in the like a complementary situation.
yeah, yeah. My second one is this might be pretty hard, but do you think college is necessary for success in tech and business?
Is it college necessary? I mean, there are examples of Bill Gates, and there's so many people who started, they didn't even finish college. It is good to be well rounded. It's good to get your education. Like I said, even the tech area is evolving very fast. I think computer science probably is, a lot of kids who have graduated or who are looking to graduate in computer science, might be a challenge for them to find jobs. Like I said, they have to keep up with what's going on in the modern world. But education, I still think, is a very important. But again, how you are you driven from inside, or are you it is it being forced upon you, or you just want to get a degree and get out of college? I really don't think that helps until you have a very clear goal, what you want to do, and there is intent and passion behind it.
Mm, okay. Um, I'll move on to mindset and personal growth. My first question is, what keeps you motivated when things slow down or go wrong? Which is kind of connected to the questions I previously asked you.
I have realized over the years, just in general, I'm going to be almost 60, that nothing is permanent. We go through changes,
Yeah.
and you might have something that you really enjoy and like today. Just sometimes it's like a fad, and then it will go away. In 2 years you will be in a different situation. So the ability to assess the situation and say, is this going to be beneficial, whatever situation you are in, and how quickly you can get out of that situation, would, I think, uh, drive, what like in for me personally, um, I'm able to make, I think, some good decisions, quick decisions. I know certain things in life are not worth it. Let's
Hmm.
just like giving an example. I'm driving, there is a case of someone coming too close to me or honking his the horn.
Yeah.
Should I get into a road rage and that, or just saying, look, I really don't know this person, and let's just let it pass.
Hmm.
So the ability to quickly overcome things and not be fixated on one thing has helped me in life, where I'm able to make quick decisions and move on.
Hmm. That's really good, and I've also learned that from my parents too. Yeah. So like that's like really good to help me. Well, another one is what advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
I have to go back all the way to when I was 16. I wanted to just play and play and play. But again, like I said, that was my passion, and I have no regrets. That I enjoyed the sports, all sports. I played cricket and table tennis and badminton and you name it, hockey and all that stuff. I would advise is My best advice would be, have a good intent. Intent is what leads you in life. If you
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
an honest intent, things happen for you. um, you can't really fake it. If you have compassion for someone, you have compassion. If you have a good intent, things happen for you. So I think as a 16-year-old, it's very difficult because the maturity is still not there yet. We live in our own
Hmm.
world, and now
Yeah.
with the social media, the Gen Z, different world, I'm trying to relate to how my what my kids go through. It's difficult. When I talk to
Hmm.
my kids, they say, "Dad, you don't know anything. This is a different
Yeah.
day and age."
Yeah.
But believe me, we have experienced everything also, so we know. But understand, I mean, I would say, good intent, follow your dream, follow your passion. That's what I would say to a 16-year-old.
Hmm. That's amazing. This will be like the last set of questions, but
Sure.
um, my custom question I have is what is like one quote that standed out to you and like that you held for the rest of your life?
I think one quote I'll never forget is when I was in probably in high school, or maybe in middle school. It said, "I wanted a pair of shoes until I saw a man with no feet." Meaning that we are always desiring things more and more, more and more, but we sometimes forget there are people who are less fortunate than us, because
Hmm.
um, so that's one thing that has stuck with me, and I've always been grateful for what I have, rather than keep crying or talking about that I don't have this or I don't have that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My last question for this interview or podcast is that if you envisioned a place where this team was going to be, was it different or was it the same idea you had?
Repeat this question again.
Sorry. If you envisioned a place where this team was going to be, was it different or was it the same idea you had?
Team, when you say team?
Yeah, like your team or like the group that was started like in your soft or
Oh, from a
yes,
company
yes.
perspective. I've been very fortunate. I have people who have been around with me for 20 plus years. There are like at
Mm,
least 20, 25 people who have
mm,
been with the company since inception. Very dedicated folks. So, again, when you are running a company, if I'm understanding your question correct, it's not, sometimes you have to let go also, because a lot of people have aspirations, they have their own
yeah.
dreams, they have their own ideas what they want to pursue.
Mm,
So sometimes running a company, I might really like an employee, but he wants to move on to something which he aspires to be, so he or she aspires to be, so you have to at some point let go. But then I always say, if you have a good system in place, a good company in place, people will tend to stick or they will come around.
yeah.
So was that the question? If I
Yeah, that was the question. That was the
Okay.
question. So, that was a great interview. I'm really pleased on having you on as my first guest of the show, which is going to be a really
Sure.
powerful thing. And I
Okay.
thank you for taking your time to interviewing.
Thank you.
And I really hope I get to see you again and learn from you more.
Awesome. Thank you
Awesome.
again.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it,
Thank
buddy.
you so
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope.